Hello everyone, I'm Ep-5 Welcome back to Satisfactory. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. I always enjoy having you here. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and let's get into some gaming. So as you can see, I have a little bit different setup here, and I just got this done. I didn't record it because I decided not to, but it was a pain in the patookus. Well, I'll go ahead and go over things real quick. So this thing didn't move, but I put this in here, and I didn't want to move this over here because this thing is pretty loaded with a lot of stuff. So I had to end up winding this around and going over here and then winding it over here and making it go back over there so I could get things lined up right. And it was a royal pain. I did get it. It looks good, I think. I think it works. So we do have another copper node here that if we need to do something, we can do something over here. And I think that will work out okay. So there is that. And last time we also got this. Our chainsaw. So now we can get wood really easy. So we can get a whole lot of wood and mycelia and other stuff too. So we can really keep up our stuff here because the leaves were burning super duper quick in here. And so that now that we have all of that, it's actually this one that the leaves were going quick. So we made a bunch of biomass and now we have that. Okay, so I was having an issue over here too. It took me a while to figure it out. This one was not making anything and I couldn't figure it out, but there is... So this thing sends out plates, and there were some plates in there, and they would come out here, and then this thing was getting a plate caught in there, and then it stops up the whole process, or vice versa. It doesn't matter what it is. It gets something like this or a plate or something in there, and then it just stops everything up, and you have to take it apart, set it back up, and go again. And it just kept on doing that over and over. So, you know, that's what happened. So right now we have a whole bunch of screws in here. We probably have more than enough. What I might do for right now is just shut this guy off, and then I'll build up a whole bunch of rods in here, because we don't have a lot of rods, but we do have some, and everything before this point is actually working pretty good, so I'm quite happy with that. And I do like this design. It isn't perfect, but it does work pretty good. Let's go ahead and see what our next step is. We do have some other things we can do, so we need to go see. And I think I might have to replace this guy because it looks like he's half down, and I don't know if he works good or if I have to get a new one or what. But I'm going to have some copper wire and reinforced iron plate, which is not that big of a deal to do. We can do that. It's only 2 plates, so I'm not too terribly concerned about that. But we do have, of course, we'll have to get some cable, and all those things are pretty easy to do. So I'll make another one of these soon. But first, let's just go ahead and see. So this is the one that I was looking at next, is the splitter, conveyor, and the lift. And then building emergency stat. I don't know exactly what that is. So we do have base building here. We opened up that, and we have field research here. We also opened up that. Under tier 2, we have some other different things that we could do. You know, there's some other conveyor belts and stuff like that. Part assembly with multiple parts. Let's go and finish off tier 1 though. After tier 1, I do believe we can... Oh, we do have a map. Oh, yes. Alright, so now we can actually see where the... How do we... Okay, we have to right click. So we went quite a ways out that way for some reason, and I don't really know why, but we did. So, yeah, so this is our map. This is where our base is, and you can see there's a lake over there and some different rivers and stuff, so I think that's pretty awesome. Finally have a map now. Let's go ahead and get this tier 1 done. Let's go ahead and get this. This won't take too much to do. That's why we need rods. I didn't know that, but I wanted to get the more rods anyway. Let's select this milestone, and we'll gather up all that stuff, and we'll get this done. I'm about ready to put in the last piece that we need. All we need is 150 rods, and we have more than enough. Let's just go ahead and put those in. We'll launch our rocket, and we'll have this built.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fix-It encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Yeah, that really helped out a lot. Billions of faces relying on us. Yeah, that's really going to take the stress down. Not so much. Okay, well, in any case, we got that done, so now we can make the mergers and all of that stuff and the splitters. And so what that means is that I could take a splitter from here. Of course, I have to redo a little bit of stuff. And then we could build some other ones of these and actually make plates. And then we'd also have rods, and we could always get screws made too. And it would probably be a good idea to just get one of those put in, so that way we can make more stuff, because we're going to have to do that anyway. We're going to need more plates as we go. So let me go see after I do one more thing. I'm going to make a Xeno Zapper. I haven't made one, so we already have this one. And this one, it says it's half down, and I don't know if that's half, because anytime I've had a half one, it doesn't go any farther down than that. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and make a new one. So let's go ahead and make this one. 10 parts. Cool. So now we have another Xeno Zapper. What I can do with this one, I guess, is go to my person. We'll put that one aside, and this should be the good one. Okay, as far as I know, and unless I put on the wrong one, which is always a possibility. Let me go ahead and put one in the chest. Okay, it just looked like that's what it's going to do. It isn't going to do anything. Oh! Never mind. I thought I had to build a new Xeno Zapper. I did not realize that that was showing the difference between the two. Got it, because I've never seen that before. So down here in the bottom left corner, when I switch, it goes from the Xeno Zapper half down, what it looks like, to the chainsaw. And neither one of them are down, so switch to single mode. Okay, and then I can... Oh, single, okay. So single will do one, and then R is area. Got it, okay. So this will do an area, and that's good, and the single is always one. Okay. Freighter re-entry. Should be coming down right now. Where's he at? I know he's up there somewhere. Oh, he's already down here. Never mind, he already came down and landed. Haha. Okay, in any case, I did not know that's what that was. So now that I know, that makes that so much better. Alright, so what we're going to do is most likely go ahead and see about building a piece. We also need to get ready to build this space elevator, but that's going to... Wow, that thing's big. Holy moly, that thing's big. Holy moly, I can't afford to do that right now. I mean, that takes a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to do that right now. In any case, I didn't mean to get distracted there. I am going to see about under the logistics. Okay, that's a lift. Transports up to 60 resources per minute used to move resources between floors. Okay, that's cool. But I was looking at the splitter and the merger. It brings them together, and this one splits them, obviously. So it looks like we do have enough stuff. Let's go see about putting in a splitter. I think that would be for the best. We should have enough plates. I don't know if we do have enough plates, so we're going to have to look at making some plates, but that's where the splitter is going to come in handy. So, for right now, how many ingots? We got a ton of ingots in there. I wish we could keep this guy from stopping, getting stuff out, but it's not going to happen. We don't have enough room for all of those. The only thing that I can think of to do is to put them in there and actually cut this for right now. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to cut that for right now. And then I am just going to move those in here, because I'm going to have to redo this line a little bit to make this work. And then I can do it that way. So let me just go ahead and just pick up a whole bunch of these until my inventory's full. Then I'll put them in here. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Okay, well, I do know where I can put them then. I can always put them down here because there should be plenty of room in here, and then we can move stuff, and we'll see if we can get that merger or that splitter in, because that would be for the best. Alright, I got them all out of there, and I'm going to wait for these to make the last of those rods so they get shoved in there. And then I will be able to put those back in there. So let me just go ahead and get rid of this now. So that's out. And then I can go in and go to Q. Whoops. We'll put in a splitter, and I'm thinking, so that'll go out like that. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. This is going to be kind of a little bit tricky, but I'm sure that we can figure this out. Let me try to put that in like right there and hope that is in a good place. We'll find out here in a minute. We'll go back to Q, we'll go to conveyor belts, and I will see. It's going to be off a little bit, and I really want it to be as straight as I can. So what I'm going to do is something a little different. I am actually going to get rid of this again. And I will put in a little bit of a conveyor belt first, so that way that'll make it a little bit better. We'll take it out like that right there. Okay, and then I'll take this one out, and I'll take him out to about right there. And then what I can do is go back to here and then put in the splitter. And that way I will know what I can do and what I have and all of that. So that should work right there like that, and that's what I'm looking for. We can move him a little. Let me see, where is the orange piece? The orange piece is over there. So I am actually going to do it like that. How's that? And then I'll slide him out like that. And right there. There we go. Sweet. That should work. Let's go back to here and let's finish these conveyor belts. Right. It is a little different, but it will work. So now that we have that, that'll allow that to go into there. And then what I can do is start getting that set up again. So there's got to be a whole lot of, yes, there's a lot of ingots in there, and that's cool. So then I will take another conveyor belt from here, and I'll begin getting this set up, and we'll just set up another place, because you need concrete to set up those bottom pieces that are where the hammer is, right near the bottom. So you need that for the stands. Okay. Now that we have that, that's going to help set up another bit of this. And so my thought is, since we do have all those ingots coming out of there, what we can do is just build one of these, a constructor, and then build another one of these, and then that should work. And then since that one's going to make all of that into that, that should work, and we'll have lots of rods in here, and that's going to be for the best. I just would like to also just make rods, so by having this thing off, that's going to help out build up a little bit of rottage, I guess. Not rottage, just rottage. Let me go ahead and get a constructor built here, like right here, and then we'll probably curve that around and go down that way again. So I got the constructor built. Now what I need to do is build a conveyor belt from this constructor that goes down to there. The constructor is a little bit higher than what I wanted, but it isn't like horribly bad. Okay, that should work. And then what I can do is begin moving all of these over, and what I might do is just take all and then I'll put the rods back in there. That'll be quite a bit easier to do, and then this should hopefully help. I will of course have to build a power line, and I don't know if I have enough. I should be able to do that, and I think I have enough cable. Let me do that first before we get going too far. So I generally forget about the electricity. That one is already going to be at 3. Okay, now we have that. And then we can make this guy do plates. Okay. Now I can begin putting all those in here. This should hopefully help us out some. It's going to divert several of the ingots into 2 ways, and that's actually not going to be too bad. Okay, so ingots are going one way and ingots are going the other way, so that way we can have 2 of these guys going. Okay, and then what I need to do is build another one of those. So let me go ahead and start getting this done too. I'm gonna need to organization, get a storage container built out here. So I do have enough stuff. Let me go ahead and get this going, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good progress here. Just now putting in the conveyor belt. It does have a little bit of an angle to it, but it shouldn't be too bad, and so that should be okay. It is curved a little bit more than what I intended, but we can always curve these guys, you know, around again. And now that we have that done, that should be good. It is a little more of an angle than what I was hoping for, but that does happen. We can always fix that later if we need to. Now I just need to put rods back into here that I picked up. Probably don't need that many rods. And then I'll take all this stuff and put that back into that one, and we'll continue making stuff in here now. Because now that we can continue all of this. And this guy's of course stuffed completely full, and that's okay too. I was looking at something on the wiki for this game, and you know, it has this is the generator that we have, the biomass burner, and there is an opening here to attach something to it. And what I remember seeing is in things like this, we can actually have them do like biomass and different things. So if we were to put a constructor in here, okay, make sure it's still working. Okay, put a constructor here, then we can load it up with biomass, but we can't really have it mine biomass or anything. So we could put in a whole bunch of stuff and it would actually make the biomass go into there, because the constructor could just load it right in. And we could also probably do a constructor with a container, and then it would just keep on feeding that. But it will not feed these ones over here. These ones you have to feed manually. So that's one of the things that I did find out, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Maybe at some point in time we'll actually look at that. Alright, let's go to here now, and let's go see on this hub. Tier 1 is done. So now let's go to Tier 2, and let's go ahead and do, I think, part assembly. That would be a good one to do. That way we have some good stuff, and this is where it's going to start getting very, very complicated. And I just think it'd be good to start building this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing in this game from this point on, because I haven't made it this far, so this is going to be fun. Let's select that. Now what I gotta do is get a whole bunch of parts put in there, and I don't have really enough of anything in there, so I do have enough of everything else, so I'll have to gather this stuff. And let me go ahead and start getting this done. What I'm thinking about doing too, just like I did over there, is potentially splitting this here too, building another constructor that's going to make wire, because we already have a whole bunch of wire in here, and that's perfectly fine. But we should probably, I don't want to use all that wire, you know, if we can help it, because I want to make this also make another constructor where we can make this and then turn that into cable with 2 constructors. So what might be a good idea to do is to make a splitter come off of somewhere and then split it out and then have 2 constructors so we can make cable, because that would be probably for the best. I do believe that I've gotten things done that I needed to get done, so I'll go and show you what that is here now. I actually was going to do something different, that's why that's over there, and I'll go over that here in a quick minute. So for right now, what I have is I have a splitter here. This was the ones I was holding all of the ingots, but I took them all out so I could put this in, because you have to rebuild all the conveyors and all that stuff. And this one ran out of ingots, so this was making all of the copper wire, which you can see in here. This one here is going to be making the cable, and I'm going to make wire in here because the wire gets turned into cable and then it can go into there. So that way I'm using the same line, but then I'll just be making stuff for both so that we have wire and cable. So my original thought was that I was going to take this and then just build another one off of it, and I put in a conveyor and 2 constructors, and then I was looking at it and it's like, great, I messed up because I didn't have a smelter going first, or even a storage container, and then the smelter, and then the constructors, and then, you know, another storage container, which was going to be quite a bit, so I just opted to do it easier. I'm going to leave that there. We can always use that one later if we need to. If we need more stuff or whatever, we can always do that later. So for right now, what I am going to do is I'm going to turn this one back on right here, and we're going to continue making more ingots. Then I'm going to put the ingots in here, and then we'll have that, so that we have these guys going, and I do believe that this should work out. I can see why this game gets very, very, very complicated, and I did not say this at the beginning, but I meant to. I understand now a bit more, not fully, not quite yet, but why you definitely need to plan how you're going to do things, or things end up a jumbled mess. As you know, I fought things here quite a bit, trying to figure out how I'm going to do things. Like this thing is all crooked and everything. But later on, I'm going to have to straighten all this out. And of course, I can build foundations and get everything on the same level, which would help out a lot. And levels, the foundations, by the way, can float, in case you don't know. So they can float over edges. If I were to build it up there, we can have it sticking out way over there. And we can actually have stuff way up there if we wanted to, supposing that we did. So everything kind of floats, you know, that's okay if that's, you know, the way you like doing things. I just don't like things floating if at all possible. So that's just my take on things. But in any case, this is how we have things going now. So I'm going to have to go out and get some more wood and everything, because we got to keep everything going. But I think I finally have a pretty good setup, and these splitters here help out so much. That way we can kind of compact space and keep things, you know, fairly small, because otherwise you got to put in 2 drillers, 3 drillers, 4 drillers, whatever, and try to, you know, get stuff going there. So I hope that this will work. And right now this is a fairly complicated mix, and I know we haven't even gotten anywhere close to complicated yet. And in any case, what I'm going to do is wait for a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and gather stuff. We'll start putting stuff in here, and we're going to open up another one of the milestones. Since we have these splitters, I just thought of a solution to a problem that I'm having. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this off, so I'm not making any more rods. I'll let that rod go in there, and then I'm going to delete this for right now. Then I'm going to go to Q. We'll put in a conveyor merger, we'll have this one going right between these, and I'll go ahead and just make sure that it is going to line up just right, because that's what I want it to do, is be lined up so it will work good. And that is my hope, is I can get this one to, you know, work good in the middle here. It should. I just have to figure out. Right there's that line. And that should work. Okay, now this is going to be the testing part right here. Seeing if I can make those conveyors actually go into where they need to. Okay. And then a conveyor into there, which I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. So this is going to be one of the hard parts. And did I turn that the wrong way? Yes, I did. Alright, that guy's going the completely wrong way. I'm going to have to fix this. So I do believe I have fixed this little problem here, as I was not getting... I have a whole bunch of rods in here, yes, but those rods are eventually going to be turned into screws. And so what I did is I put in a conveyor splitter here, and then of course I have rods going over there, and I have rods going into here. What I had to do was basically take out this, and then build all of this again all the way down to there. And then I also put in another storage container here. So this one will just have rods, and it will not be turned into anything, because I'm going to need those rods anyway. And then that way I will hopefully be able to keep my stuff going here. And boy howdy, this is definitely turned into a pain, I do gotta say. So let me just go ahead and do that. I will get this stuff in. I'll start getting this done, and we'll see about getting the next milestone done. I can understand why people like this game, but at the same time, it's also quite complicated and not quite as easy as it would seem. It is easy when you start, and then once you start getting to higher levels, it gets pretty complex pretty quick. I'm enjoying it. It's just a little complex, and I can see why people would have problems with this once they start getting, unless you're like quite good at this kind of stuff, which I am not. It's going to be a challenge to continue a lot further, but we'll go as far as I can go until I pull my hair out, and I don't have any hair, so that's part of the problem. Let me go in and put these guys in. Sweet. So now we have the next part assembly ready. Alright.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Okay, so they pretty much said that humans are not good at anything, basically. I'm choking on some water here a little bit, got it down the wrong pipe. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So we cannot accept another mission when that guy's out, because, well, maybe we can, huh? Okay, jump pads, resource sink. I don't know anything about the resource sink, but there's a build gun upgrade, awesome shop, and awesome sink. We could probably get this milestone going next, and then there's the logistics Mark II that we can also worry about. And then jump pads for whatever those are for. I really don't know. So, I guess we can jump from far places or something. I really don't know exactly how that works. But in any case, this is getting very complex, and I'm having an issue trying to keep everything going and figuring out how I'm going to wire things and convey things and all of that. So far, I think it's working decently. It could be better, but again, it could also be a lot worse. So this is Satisfactory. Thank you for joining me here. This is an interesting journey, I do gotta say. I'm going to have to go out and gather quite a bit of wood, So I'm getting low on stuff so I can continue making stuff to keep my machines going. But we did make some good progress. We got some good milestones, and that's really important. So it does look like the pod will return in 5 minutes now. So because the counter is going down to 3:30, so that's very interesting. It wasn't before, that I know of. But maybe it'll take longer and longer between times too as this stuff continues to work. So now we have plates, we have screws, and now we're going to have a bunch of rods too. So we have all the things that we need. It's going to be slow going for a while, but as this stuff continues, then it will be better. And there's every probability that I can also figure out like a way to, you know, get some rods going a little bit quicker. And I could put in another one of the splitters and make another constructor just to make rods, and then feed it into that and separate that and all that stuff. But I'll worry about that a little bit later, or I might even do that off camera. I really don't know. We're just gonna have to go see. But right now it's getting quite complex, and I really do like it. But it is very interesting. I do like this game. It's just not as easy as it looks when you first dive into it with everything going on. So if you enjoy these type of games, let me know. I'd like to know, you know, your thoughts on these type of games. And if you like this video, drop a like on the video. And I will talk to you next time. You have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.